Good job. Wednesday, November 11th, happy Veterans Day, regular class, as we go ahead and finish out voices, do a bell work, and go from there. So you have two things to put in the notebook, short story homework number 3, and the magic lens with the veterans. We're going to take a look at both of those. For the story homework, you're going to need to download the story homework number 3, and then also the Priscilla and the Wimp story. You'll need both of those, which you'll find by following those directions. For the bell work, you have 2 sentences. My mom's father was in the Navy, and I love all veterans, and I respect them. We'll try to make them a little easier this week. We'll see how well we do. Do we have, oh, I did forget the mic, you're right. So we'll add that in there. I apologize, people at home who are like, I can't hear him. And all of a sudden you're like, And now we're good to go. Now we can go through and take volunteers to do the first 2 sentences who have not already gone, because we've kept track. So Gus, you're volunteering for one? All right. And Rooney, are you volunteering for one? Rooney, which one do you want?
Oh, okay. I'll get the second one.
And Gus gets the second one. Rooney, come out to the middle. Bring that with you. One monkey treat. Morse?
I should have my pencil.
You may, go for it. All right. My mom's father was in the Navy. We'll start off with nouns.
Mom and father.
Mom and father. One of those is wrong. One of those is correct. Father is a noun. The other one
Navy.
is correct. Navy is our other noun. No pronouns. We have one verb.
Mom.
Mom. Not a verb. What's your next guess? Comes after father. Is your verb. And then adjectives. We have 2, both describing father.
Was.
You already have that down as a verb. The doesn't count. Whose father?
Mom.
Is one. And who's the other? And who's? There you go. Mine. And mom's. And then see the no adverb. One preposition.
The.
Not the. In. Nicely done. The is an article adjective. And those of you who have the home game, this is where you get a chance to fix and check yours as we're going through to make sure. And then see verbs. Was, is that action or boring? See, so is that an action or boring verb?
Boring.
It is correct. Boring verb. And then your adjective. My describes.
Mom.
Close.
Father.
There you go. And then mom describes.
Father.
Is correct again. Nicely done. Make sure you have Dylan's name written down. He has now officially made it onto the list. Gus.
Yeah.
We'll write down Gus's name, who also officially makes the list.
Did I make the list?
Have you done one yet?
Yeah, I'm ready.
There you go.
I did too.
All right, Gus. I love all veterans, and I respect them. We'll start off with nouns.
Okay. One noun is veterans,
Correct.
and that's it.
Pronouns.
I,
Yes.
and
Yes.
them.
Correct. Verbs.
Love
Yes.
and respect.
Good. Adjectives.
All,
Good. And adverbs.
adverbs, none,
Prepositions.
1. Wait, no, 0.
Conjunctions.
There's 1, and it's and.
Nicely done so far. And our verb. Love, action or boring.
Right for action.
Good. And respect.
Action.
Are you asking me?
No.
What is it?
Action.
It's correct.
Okay.
And then our adjectives. All modifies.
Veterans.
Is correct. Go you.
That was
Nicely
amazing.
done.
That was really
That was
good.
lovely.
Can I have that?
You may.
Awesome.
No.
I want the
Big
super
awesome.
blues.
Oh,
She's like
lovely.
That one's
it's really
Oh,
good.
down
I
Beckham.
could never do that.
Then let's see, you guys have that one. We can move on from there. With the story from yesterday. We're gonna finish out doing that. Let's see, it's there. You guys have that. You can put the notebook away.
Woo! No, I don't hear like that's it. Are you sure? I'm sure.
With our story, the voices, with that one, let's see, to run through, I think we covered most of it pretty well with you guys. Where do we find out he is at the end of the story?
Hospital.
Hospital, because what happened to him?
You want to call
He got in a car
He
crash.
was in a car crash, and what happened to his family?
They all
They
died.
burned to death.
Now,
Flames.
this is where, if you go through the story, the voices make sense now that you
I
know
read
what
that. I
happened.
did
Yeah.
the same
I
thing.
read it
I
too.
read through it.
If you
Yeah.
go back through, which we're going to take a look here in a moment, we'll sort of figure out the order of how things happened to him. Law,
Text-to-text connection.
okay.
Then
And if I stay, they all die except for that one girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nicely done. That would work. And so at the very beginning, when he is first waking up from the dream, the first things that the voices say to him, two things. One, we're coming, and then dead. What does the word coming mean? Gus?
Wouldn't it be like they're on their way with like the ambulance and stuff?
It's when he's sitting there in... Now, he didn't... Why does he not die?
Who knows?
he had his seatbelt on.
Got the seatbelt on. I guess we do know.
Seatbelt lesson.
And so the fact that they are coming running up, we don't know if it's a 1-car accident or a 2-car accident or how many. All we know is that the people come running up, and so they're like, "We're coming," because the paramedics are yelling out. So that's what he hears. But as he translates that into Brainy World, what he hears is, "We're coming." And then, of course, the next thing they yell out is "dead." And what is the dead referring to? His family. Or the points from the kids who are still holding up their iPads, so I can't see the screen because that would cost them points. Ridiculous. So many things that are dead. Yes.
War coming could also mean like, okay, so in Grey's Anatomy they have this thing where all the doctors come out and then the paramedic truck is right there.
Yeah.
So
Except
maybe
that's
like,
not where he is yet.
he's not at the hospital
Not
yet?
yet.
No.
No, he's
Oh.
still at the actual scene of the crime.
No.
Not the crime,
It's
of
not
the
a
accident.
crime.
And then it jumps to the next one. And so here's where the paramedics have arrived and they found out everyone was dead. They find him sitting in there with a little seatbelt on. So at this point, he has the eye pressure thing. And what is the white lights and the eyes and stuff like that, Coach?
The paramedic, like, punching on his eyes and, like, lifting the eyelid up.
And that's when they're finding out whether he's still alive, and they're looking in there, and they're checking his eyelid, like, oh my God, we still have a kid that's still alive here. And so that's when they're at the accident, they start yelling, they're dead, and over there. When they're yelling over there, what is it the paramedics were talking
I'm
about?
talking about they're dead over there.
Nice done. The fact that they're finding more of the bodies, because apparently the other ones were not wearing a seatbelt. So they're like,
They flew out of the car.
oh, look, over there. And so they go and find, like, oh, they're dead. And so they're yelling back and forth, and that's when he's working into his little dream world with the over there and then they're dead. Then, let's see, we jump to the blood on the arm. Blood on the arm! This would be where he's in the ambulance, and they're in the process of trying to save him in the ambulance part. And Ainsley,
It's when they're putting the IV in and he's like swatting it away, so there's just blood everywhere.
nice
He's
done.
squirting out
The,
of his arm.
wow, you really seem to be enjoying that.
Yeah.
And then the blood going everywhere and the squirting of it as it goes out. And that's when the voices, the first voice, the nursey voice says, "What's wrong?" And because who is that voice talking to? Not him.
The doctor.
Talking to the doctor. Because why is she asking what's wrong?
Grey's Anatomy. Because he's doing stuff.
Nice, the stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And so that's when the voices then say, "Stop fighting it." And what is it the voices are trying to get him to stop fighting?
The IV.
Nice done, the idea of the IV.
It's like
And then
full
let's see. Oh, then it says losing him. And when it says losing him, what is the losing him referring to?
He's dying.
Jones?
He's dying.
The fact that he's dying is the losing him. And then it says falling. What is, it says,
Ooh,
it sounds like it's referring to me, but something different. What's falling? Law?
okay, so like there's like a heart monitor machine that goes like that,
Uh-huh.
and then it like goes down,
There you
and
go.
then it goes.
So his
Yeah.
blood pressure is falling. And of course, when your blood pressure falls, it means your heart is stopping. And when your heart stops, what do they have to do?
They got to shock you.
And then we jump to math. And we jump to math, and his chest explodes. Why does his chest explode?
He got shot.
Yeah.
There you-
by the
The
defibrillators.
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 When the voices start yelling at him, "Not gonna make it," And what is not gonna make it mean?
He's
The
gonna
fact
die.
that he's getting ready to
He's not
die,
gonna
and they're
live.
trying to not make that something that happens. So then they yell, shock him, which he was like, I'm shocked. But what kind of shock him do they mean?
Like,
Yeah,
electrocuted.
the electrocuting thing.
Shock
And then they yell clear, and the clear is for
And they like clear, and then they shock them.
that you don't touch the person, because then you get shocked also. And then they yell no response.
Because it's not.
The heart
The heart does not respond to it. And that's when he mentions after the first time, he was like, it feels like my fingertips, like when I got electrocuted screwing in a light bulb. Because what just went through his body?
Electricity.
I have
The
a
whole
question.
electricity thing. Yeah.
If you're screwing on a light bulb, how do you get electrocuted?
If,
might be on.
if it's the bad connection, and you're having, if you're screwing over, you're touching the little metal parts, it'll go right through you, and it can, yeah.
Does it kill you?
Hey, that happened
If
to
you're not
me.
careful, it
I
can.
put a
but
fork in a toaster when it was on and
What?
plugged in. It
That was
wasn't
so
good.
stupid.
I'm sorry.
I wish you better
Have
luck
you ever
next
played
time.
Dumb to Die?
What, you got electrocuted?
I got a bracelet.
I have a
stuck in
shocking
my
thingy
microwave.
in my locker.
I was like this and
I've got kids losing points. We all have so many different things. Then at the end of that math scene, we get more irony because as all of a sudden the second time and they say stable. What does the stable mean? It's not referring to horses. It's like, yeah, obviously means horses. Jones,
He's like his heart rate's stable.
the fact that the heart rate is stable and is now he's doing all right. The irony is that he then says, I'm dying. So this is what it's like. But why? Why they have to kill me? What did I do to them?
Oh.
Why is what he's saying
Oh.
ironic? Eagle?
because they're actually trying to save him.
That is the one month. He's been dying the whole time. This is the one time where he's not dying, and he's like, oh, so this is death. You're like, no, this is life. And so that's where the irony of it being the exact opposite of what you would have thought there. Let's see, then he wakes up, and the voices come back and talk. I think that covers most of it. Go with you guys.
Yeah.
Do that.
Oh.
There. Stop fighting it. You guys did that one. Less family dying. Law.
There's a dance by like Alvin Ailey, and it's like a dance, and it's called I Wanna Be Ready, and it's about this dude who is
Hold that
about
thought.
to die.
So, taking a look, we have it from there to, we go to, the story mountain, where you guys have the
It's very good.
exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. We're going to try it a little bit differently to see how good you guys are at it now. What I'm going to do is now, I'm just going to give you one part of the plot and see if you can figure out which part this comes from. When it says the voices start haunting Sam throughout the day and trying to hurt him, which of the 5 parts of the mountain would that one be? Reagan?
Rising action.
Is correct. Nicely done. Sam argues with the voices and they attempt to kill him. This would be during the math class. So the math class 1. Jeff?
Falling action.
Close. Before the falling action. There you go. I would say that'd probably be the climax, because that's when the whole, his chest explodes and stuff like that. Sam is a kid having bad dreams at home and hearing voices. Zavari?
Exposition.
Nicely done. Exposition. We get Sam wakes up in the hospital and isn't actually dead. Cauliflower?
Falling action.
I would agree. And of course, what's the only thing that's left? Sam realized that the voices were people that were helping him the entire time. So done. You guys actually
I'm good.
much better at that than I thought you would. Almost impressed. Don't let it go to your head.
Think about it.
I'm pretty sure you are impressed. You just don't want to say so.
It's ridiculous. I'm never impressed by you guys. Internal conflict. To go back to that one. First off, the definition. Rutabaga, what is the definition of internal conflict? Nicely done. So, Sam, what internal conflict does Sam have in the story? He has to make a decision of one thing or another. Law
Listen to the voices or ignore them.
would work for me. Listen to the voices or ignore. I could accept crazes or fight. Sort of the same idea. Accept the craziness.
Accept
Oh.
crazes.
You said
You said accept
Yeah, you said, like,
crazes.
Remember the part where I said I wasn't proud of you? Getting stronger. Accept craziness or fight the voices. Jones?
Oh, I was gonna say external conflict.
Hang on, we have Trevor. I put 2 in there just for that one. I figured Trevor kind of has a little internal conflict in the story too on that one. Ainsley? It's like a puppy dog.
The dog, like, to either, like, stay away from Sam because he's all crazy or just, like, hang out with him along those lines.
Work for me.
Yep.
Avoid his crazy friend or try to help him out.
Exactly what
And
I
then
said.
Jones, you had the external conflict?
Sam versus the voices.
Oh,
It's all coming up.
dang.
Sam, and why is that important? Important.
Important.
Important?
Are you
Why is that
okay, Mr.
important?
Broviac?
Oh,
Pretty sure
because
he's
he like was.
He's gonna smack you up the head with that stick.
Probably. Why?
It's important because he like throughout the whole story he was like thinking about the voices and he was like fighting the voices, so it's like against each other,
Works for me.
kind of.
Throughout the whole thing, he seems to be fighting them. Let's go to characters. I would say 3 important characters. If I said limit it to the 3 most important ones. Vanessa, who's the main important one,
Sam.
works for me. I'd put Sam in there too. For the second and third one, I can see them going 2 different directions. Tommy, who would you put as another important character? Yes, so strong.
Trevor.
Trevor. Hey, I put Trevor on there also. And then for the third most important character, Rakeem, that's what I went for.
Oh,
Same
because
thing.
I was gonna say
I
like
was
the
thinking
voices.
I was
like-
gonna say the teacher.
But who are the voices?
The
nurse.
There you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
So-
Like the travelers.
Our descriptions as we go through there. Morse, who would be a description of Sam?
Crazy,
Works for me. Why is he crazy?
because he keeps hearing voices.
Boy who hears voices. Matson, Trevor, how would you describe him?
Crazy.
Best friend from lunch. Works for me. And then Rosalind, the nurse. I put one of the voices, but I would put person who saves his life would also work for me. For the setting, when does it take place? Well, does it take place in the past, in the future, or in the present?
They had cars.
They do have cars. I would agree there.
Wait.
But is there anything to indicate that it takes place set way in the future?
Yes. Yes, it does.
For way in the future?
Oh no. I'm talking about past.
For way in the past?
No, just in the past.
Well-
Like current kind of past. So like yesterday for us. Or
Well, what I'm looking for is like,
What, yeah.
did it take place hundreds of years ago, hundreds of years in the future, or present day?
Present
Present
day.
day.
Okay, I would agree. Probably the current time.
Mr.
And then
Broviac.
time of day?
Morning? No.
Night.
Morning.
Nighttime.
Yes,
Middle
morning.
of the
Early
night.
morning.
Dakota?
Afternoon,
Why afternoon?
because he's in school.
That could work. Jake?
Morning and also
Why morning?
because in first period he came to school in first period and half the day's in the morning. And also I didn't like this story because it's sad all the way through and it's scary.
Night and day. I count both. Kids have asked me about the Forbidden story that's on the website. It's by the same author. So it's one of those ones where if you enjoy, yeah, it was only Forbidden because I didn't want you reading it yet. It's not one that we're going to officially teach you. It's just one that if you like this one, I put another story by the same author on there. That's up to you.
Choice to